It hurts, doesn't it? You didn't create anything this week and suddenly you're questioning if you're even an artist at all. Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast, where artists of all kinds come to fuel their passion, sharpen their skills, and thrive in their creative lives. I'm your host, Lara Bianca-Pilcher, life and creativity coach and fellow artist, here to support you on your artistic journey. Whether you're a performer, writer, visual artist, or any kind of artist, this is the space for real talk, practical advice, and inspiring stories. Subscribe and join us each week for more inspiration and actionable insights to fuel your artistry. Let's dive in and get inspired. Welcome back to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast. I'm Lara Bianca-Pilcher, life and creativity coach for dancers, actors, singers, writers, and visual artists. And I have another podcast called Marriage, Intimacy, and Healing for those of you looking for coaching for marriage and relationships. But today in this episode, we're going after one of the hardest lies to shake off, that your worth depends on how much you produce. Goodness, I have been here, and this belief runs so deep for artists that it can shape our whole identity. If we're not putting something out into the world, whether it's a song, a performance, a painting, or even a social media post, it gets that subtle. We start to feel invisible, worthless, like we don't matter, like we're not an artist or a worthy artist. And so in this episode, I want to unpack why that happens, what psychology says about it, and how to anchor your worth in something deeper and stronger than your output. You probably didn't even think it was possible. I'm telling you, it is. Picture this, because you've probably done it. Follow me here. A dancer scrolling Instagram, seeing rehearsal clips while she hasn't stepped into a studio in months, and whispers to herself subconsciously, "Am I even still a dancer?" A writer who has an unfinished draft sitting in a laptop folder, and every day that passes adds a layer of guilt. A singer who used to record weekly, but now avoids even humming around the house because of the shame. An actor who hasn't had an audition request so real for so many in months and feels like their career is slipping through their fingers. A visual artist who stares at a blank canvas and another blank canvas, feeling like inspiration has betrayed them. If you've ever been in that space, or you are right now, you know the ache. The silence feels like judgment. And the story you keep telling yourself is, if I'm not creating, I'm not really an artist. But the truth you need to hear is, and I need you to hear this, is your artistic worth isn't measured in output. My child's creativity is not measured by how many paintings they give me a week, how many dances or songs they sing to me. It's artistic creativity inbuilt into their worth and their expression, full stop. It's not about their output, and it's not about your output. But let's look at the science to why this thinking happens, the psychology for a moment. Researchers call this pattern contingent self-worth. It means your sense of value depends on external proof. And so many people all across the arts and social media live in this space without knowing there is an alternative. So for an artist, that proof is often output, the book, the show, the painting, the performance, the booking. Now, the tricky part is that this pattern feels motivating at first. You produce, you get validation, and you feel valuable. You get into the inner circle of Hollywood, or you get into the West End or on Broadway, or you book that part in as a series regular, or even just your under 5 lines, and you feel valuable. You post it on social media, you get validation, and you feel worthy. But the danger is not obvious to anybody or everybody, but it is obvious. When the producing stops, because of life, circumstances, or just the natural ebb of creativity, your worth collapses with it. You don't even realize that so often by posting only the things you produce, you are teaching others that your worth is only in your output. You're teaching yourself. We're teaching each other that. This is so important. Your worth should not collapse because of production. This is why so many artists, and I have sat with them over the years, and so often they're not happy. So many artists cycle between intensity, I'm so amazed, oh my gosh, I love it, I booked this thing, and then shame, depression, worthlessness, feeling lost. You ride the high of production, but the second you hit pause, or pause is placed on you because of how the saturated world works, you feel worthless. But here's the coaching lens I want to talk to you about. Output-based worth is so fragile, and it will break under pressure, and it breaks you emotionally. So what's the alternative? And I'm going to tell you, anchoring your identity in being, not doing, in being an artist, not playing the role of an artist because of your producing. You are an artist because of who you are, because of how you're born. Think of my children. They're both little creative artists, not because of what they make this week, and not because of what you make this week. Think about it. If a pianist doesn't touch the keys for a day, they don't suddenly stop being a pianist. A writer who has a quiet season isn't less of a writer. A singer who takes a break to care for family doesn't lose the right to call themselves a singer. A dancer who becomes a mum and is resting after childbirth and all of that does that to the body. I've been there. You don't suddenly lose being a dancer. You'll always be a dancer. You'll always be an artist. Artistry is not a tally. It's actually an identity. It's not a list, a CV. It's not an IMDb Pro credit. It's not a show reel or demo reel that you post on social media. Those things are outputs of our art. They're things that we can tally up, yes. But being an artist is an identity. And here's something I see in my coaching work. When artists can separate worth from output, their creativity becomes lighter. The pressure eases. They stop strangling the process. And ironically, they create more. And they're happier. Isn't that the best part? If you're nodding along on the tube or on the subway or in your car or on your walk or just around your house pottering, and this feels real, I want to give you something practical. Download my free guide, Stuck in a Creative Rut, right now, unless you're in a place where you can't. Write yourself a memo. It's 3 simple steps to reignite your passion and momentum. It's totally free. Head to laurabiancapilcher.com. It's on every page, but you can get it under freebie. And if you're ready for a deeper reset, I've built a 7-day mini course called Reignite Your Creativity in 7 days. It's just $37. It's a little lesson a day, a coaching lesson in creativity and artistry, and it's worth your time. It's so affordable and designed to help you get unstuck quickly. So dear artist, let's be real together for a minute. Creative life has seasons. I know this. I've lived this creative life for 30 years plus. It depends when you count starting, because childhood to me is where, we're born into being artists, really. But creative life has seasons. There are times you'll be, you'll feel prolific or be prolific even, pouring out work, auditioning, performing, sharing, and there are times you'll just be quiet. I saw this happen. There's this subtle thing that can really get you kind of in that comparison trap where this artist, she hardly posted anything, and a Hollywood actor didn't post anything for years, wasn't booking anything, and suddenly it's just, I'm so happy to be in this, or this is something I've done, and here, and like, I'm worthy. And the thing that gets me about that is that you're training everyone around you to only see the worth of, I'm suddenly doing something, and we all fall for it, and then we go, yay you, because we want to get on board that success train in the hope that it will rub off on us. It's craziness. Instead of posting, what it's like to be an artist, being true, being vulnerable. There's somebody else who I love because she posts the process and has she's going for Broadway. She's older, but she's got a massive following because it's not actually anything to do with the output. It's about the journey, and it's beautiful. And I think that's something we can all lock into more. The quiet is not failure. It's not proof that you've stopped being an artist. It's just part of the rhythm of being a creative, being an artist. The truth is, you're not behind, you're not less than those people, you're not former, you're still an artist. Sometimes the pause is even necessary. Sometimes it recalibrates you where you're actually psychologically chasing the wrong things. I heard something this week that blew my mind. Someone that said, don't follow your heart, follow your gifts. Follow your talents, because the heart is deceptive. And I really had to think about that, because the cultural message artists have been given is follow your heart. But you want to be looking at, what are my gifts? What are my talents? And am I being faithful with those? Am I showing up in the world offering those? That's part of why, as a creative and artist, you've got to go, I don't have to just create my art. What else can I create? I know someone right now, I adore her. She's actually she wanted to act, but she's poured her creativity into creating experiences of luxury soap for people to be able to escape from life and enjoy this moment of peace and calm. And I think that's beautiful. And I was like, I am really great at coaching relationships and marriages, and I have a beautiful marriage, and I'm not doing anything with it because I was so focused on my artist identity. And I was like, my creativity can be poured into that too. Show up holistically, guys. Allow yourself to evolve, particularly now. This week, it's already been announced that there's AI actors that are getting pitched out to Hollywood, and an agency that has started. The world is evolving, and it's evolving fast. You've got to pivot your creativity. I've said it before, this metaphor of your creativity is a mansion. If one door isn't working, go to the room next door. You've got rooms and rooms in your mansion of creativity. You can still create and produce and make beautiful things, whatever season you're in. You're not behind. You're not less than. You're not former. You are still an artist. Sometimes the pause is necessary. It's where new ideas compost under the surface. It's where the soul rests. It's where your creative next chapter gathers strength. So let me say it again clearly. Your worth as an artist is not measured in output. It already belongs to you. So your creative spark challenge this week is introduce yourself to one person as an artist. Don't add excuses like, but I haven't been creating lately. And if they say to you, so what have you been in lately? Or what have you done lately? Or whatever, you're like, right now, I'm just creating and stewing on some ideas. That's the nature of what I do, actually. Turn the conversation around to the truth, because so many people stay in this dysfunctional way of looking at the arts. Just say it and see how it feels to claim your identity without needing proof. Thank you for spending time with me on Healthy Wealthy Wise Artist. If this episode gave you breathing room, make sure you're following the podcast so you don't miss what's next. My book, Audacious Artistry, Reclaim Your Creative Identity and Thrive in a Saturated World, comes out in February 2026. And I will tell you a secret, the pre-sale is not officially launched, but I had a little Google and I saw it starting to pop up on websites all around the world. I'm talking Australia, I'm talking in Amazon. I'm talking Europe, all over different places there. The London publisher has already got it going out to places. It's popping up on Waterstones. It's popping up everywhere. So technically, we're not officially in pre-sale, but if you Google Audacious Artistry by Lara Bianca Pilcher, I am sure you can pre-order already. Get ahead of it, order it. You won't get it till probably March next year, but it helps me for pre-orders to be going in, and you'll be among the first to get it. And then drop me, tell me on social media, say, Lara, I got it, and I'll just be so thrilled. My mum was the first one to already order one. Isn't that sweet? I love that. Remember, my friends, your worth isn't measured in output. You are an artist because you were born an artist. You were born a creative. It is going to be okay. All right, I'll see you next week with you on the journey. Share this with a friend. Bye. Thank you for tuning in to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe so you'll never miss an inspiring conversation or actionable insight. You can read the show notes and learn more at larabiancapilcher.com. And be sure to share this episode with fellow artists who could use a little extra inspiration. Until next time, keep creating, stay audacious, and remember, your artistry matters.